Good evening. Ira Epstein with your Spider ETF stock market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening of Tuesday, and we're at the 8th of July, 2025. All right. So today we heard the president. He was in a cabinet meeting at the White House, and he spilled the beans that the European Union suddenly playing very nice. They were very difficult. Now they're playing nice. Still hasn't been able to do anything with Japan and South Korea the way that he wants, but there's time, he said, if they can get him a better deal. But otherwise, they're where they're at. I'm surprised nobody said to him, where are the rest of the letters? He's only sent out letters to 14 countries that we know about. So isn't there another over 100 letters or something got to go? I remember I put together a list of all the countries that were on this list. He clarified again, if you're a BRICS member and you do anything against the American dollar, 10% tariff coming at you. So if you want to join that organization, fine, 10% tariff at his whim. So we'll see what that does. That's certainly going to hurt China, Russia, if that all comes about. But again, just because you're a BRICS member, he hasn't yet said, just because you're a BRICS member, the tariffs are in place. It's if you do something to hurt the American dollar. And he clarified that he said the only organization, they created an organization to hurt a dollar. Okay. You saw that he went 50% on copper tariffs. The market, I don't know if it was ready for 50%. I think it was hoping for much lower, 10% or so, because we import so much. Tonight in my market letter, I went on, I used artificial intelligence too. I did other research with it. How long does it take to get all the planning done to build a smelter, produce it, and so on? It could be years, 5-6 years, because of all the regulations where you're going to do it. Can the president get through that? Because you can build these smelters then in 18 to 24 months. The construction isn't the hard part. It's where they have to be built. You have to have copper around there. You've got to make certain that you've got it. Is there a need? No question. At 50% copper, there's a need for more smelters, because everything that uses copper, which if it's mechanical, it uses copper in some way. Think of all the engines, the homes, everything. Now you're going to have a lot more higher prices. Copper today went up 13% in price, to give you an idea. When we take a look at what we have tomorrow, you have the Mortgage Bankers Association at 6. You've got at 9 wholesale inventory sales data. 1 o'clock will be interesting. We get to see the Fed minutes from June. I'm on record saying, no, they're not going to do anything in July in the way of a rate cut. I could be wrong, but I don't think they're going to. And we should get a lot more tariff announcements tomorrow. I mean, to me, I would think we get a slew of them. And will that be bullish or bearish the market? So far, they have capped gains in the market. That's the way to look at it, I think, at this point. So as we take a look, you can see Uber gained again today. Not bad. Meta came back a little bit. Boeing. I was surprised Boeing was lower. They delivered 60 planes. And their profit went up on all that, of course, better cash flow, but it's right through there. It didn't hold up on that at all. ARK down again. AMC still under $3. Tesla gained a little bit. Copper, not up dramatically in the copper miners. And again, these are the mining companies. Got to do more in order to catch on. When your product just went up for you 13%, what's that going to do? Because that's American prices I'm dealing with. A very mixed bag today in the stock indices. I thought today, being a Tuesday reversal day, I expected, and if you watch these markets, they fought all day long to be higher, and then by the end of the day, they just couldn't hang on. Half were up, half were down on the indices. You saw Netflix pulled back, hit 1260. It could be headed into the 1250 zone. And with Prime Day coming, did the market buy the rumor, sell the fact that now it's here? That could be the case. When we look at Starbucks, it's trying to come out to the upside. You see that. The pattern is not there just yet. I'm waiting to see what kind of pattern. You had this big outside day down yesterday. I want you to remember that. Outside days down are very important. That would have been a continuation pattern if we didn't take out. There'd be a downside. You cannot take out yesterday's high according to my rule. Otherwise, that pattern gets broken, and that's just what you did today. So remember that. For those of you that bought the outside day course or the enhanced Bollinger Band course on the July 4th sale, which ends today, by the way, Tuesday at midnight Central Time. That's about 5 hours from when I'm recording right now. You learn what to do with that, at least now we get to see. What you should not do if you're going to try a rally to the upside is now take out yesterday's low. That's the importance. Where did the market go to? Right where I teach, all right? I teach in the course, well, I'm not going to spill it. It went exactly where it should have gone, so I'm pleased with that. When we get over here and we take a look, you can see you're now fighting at the 200-day average, the upper Bollinger Band. It's going to be contained here, I think, for a bit. You can see it wants to spin. The more it spins, then I think the better it can do. I like the new chairman. I like what's going on. The CEO, he's doing a great job. Let's see if he can execute now. We're also overbought. So would I be telling my clients, my subscribers to buy it? Not here. That I can share with you. Then we get to the Materials Corporation. We've had this big break after this monster rally. So we know rare earths are in big need in America. We know that China has throttled back the availability of them, but we've got to figure things out. So I always look at this Materials Corp because they are rare earths in the United States. They just need to get the product out there. In Dash, as you could see, making a move today, came up. But it's when you lose an embedded reading, before you take out the most recent high, you often fail. I want to see if that does it. It's a sign of tremendous strength if you can get over the high up here. In Google, all you did is pull back. Now you're fighting your big battle. Two numbers, the 18-day average and the 200-day average. They're both being fought at right now. There's nothing here that says buy me. It was a break in a market that's been bullish, and now the question is it has to restructure. And Netflix on the daily chart, the objective was to get back to 1264.68. You see how you broke down through here. You hit the 1260 level today and you finished 1275. In order to get this market doing something positive, you really have to get back over the 1302 area. Hasn't done that yet. Robinhood. Let's hope it breaks down because I think this is something that, will be an interesting purchase eventually. You have an outside day down. You lost the bullish embedded reading. My target, doesn't mean I'll be right, is the 18-day average. Now that number is going to jump a little bit. And the reason is you're going to lose some of the price back here if it's an 18-day average and you're going to gain higher prices. And as you can see with me, 82.38 to 83.42. So it's about $1 that recently that you're gaining each day as it comes up. We'll see if price can get to it. I like Robinhood for the long term. Tesla, not a fan of Tesla here. Again, you have to get Mr. Musk to focus on his companies, not politics. And then the investors will get behind them. I mean, Tesla isn't about the car, it's about the man. I've said that the whole time. I mean, if it was just the car with him losing all this value in terms of production numbers down, I don't think he matches up to some of the Chinese cars. The pricing isn't the ideal pricing. It's not a $29,000 automobile for the Y. It's a $44,000, $45,000. He's going to lose the government credits now. I'm not a fan. It's that simple right here. Would I bet against him? Of course not, but I'm not a fan of the chart. In stocks, still going up. So semiconductors still on fire. You want to be careful here. You don't want to start breaking through a prior low, and you don't want to lose the embedded reading. But until that occurs, market still looks good to me. Be careful of the financials. They've been on a tear. They're due, and this is starting to say it, to correct. You didn't get under the 79 level on the close, but you're going to be under it on the open. And well, I say that, let's assume just steady, that's how the math would work. And if that's the case, you may be going back to 51.48. It's not far from here, but that would be where I think the market tries to make a stand. The industrials, well, obviously everything the president's doing makes you want to own the industrials. This was a breakout of these numbers. So now on the first test back in is what you're hoping to get something. You have the embedded reading, which has me sniffing. If you've taken my enhanced Bollinger Band course, you know why I'm saying that. So now this is lining up where tomorrow morning it's going to be an interesting morning. In XLE, higher lows, higher highs, and I'm going to repeat. Prices coming back up, $65, $66 WTI crude, which is where it's at. You get the energy guys making money again. Now, I don't believe OPEC is going to let prices accelerate a lot because they want to keep U.S. shale producers from producing more and taking back market share from them. So what they'll do, they'll throttle, they'll keep the supply on. At $70, they probably do pretty well with what they need. That's the game I think they're going to play. Just enough to keep us out of the market and do well as they're putting more product back on. In GLD, higher high, lower low, tremendous sideways action. I don't see a play. You've taken out the war premium out of the market. Now we've got to get the rest of the tariffs so we start talking about the inflation premium. I know you'll hear from everybody it's a one-time bump on inflation. Yes, in only one sense. It's 10% more and whatever that is from there. But what about normal increases that go on? So you kick up to this level and then you're going to start building. I don't buy into that tariffs are not inflationary. I am completely in the other school. In SLV, still bullish, all right? I like the sideways action here in the silver trust, so still liking what I'm seeing there. In the copper, you had your bump, but it couldn't hold on today. Once the president said 50%, away you went to 46.81, and you could see you're up to an area where you're very close to the upper Bollinger Band and you're overbought. I think the miners have to digest all this, and it's not there yet on the chart. Look at how you've gone into a vertical price dive in BND. TLT is doing the same thing. The dollar, I was looking with you here that I thought we can get a rally back to the 18-day average and from there rebuilding the pattern, and that's what I think. And when you lost the embedded reading, no, you didn't lose it. You're flirting with losing it, but the odds are you're going to lose it tomorrow, because you'd have to get a nice hard rally to keep it up. The way the math is going to work, it's going to be against it. Could be headed back to the 107.42 area or a little higher because the average is going to go up a little bit. All right, with that, keep in the back of your mind, please take advantage of all the different free offers that we have, and there's many of them. When you go to our website at iraepstein.com, the free offers, you'll see a page on your screen, and it's got blue on it. Just click that on. It goes into a cart for you when you've chosen everything you want. You go to the bottom, you put your name, your email, and we get everything out to you normally within 48 hours. So, it's what time do you do this? We have clients from all over and people that ask for our stuff from all over the world. But this is important. Get yourself the price count offer. Take a look at what it does. We put out a weekend edition every week. And if you try our QT software, you can even do that yourself on it. I mean, it's pretty easy to learn, but it's another tool. Pivot points, you hear me talk about all these. iraepstein.com free offers. You see the cursors, give them a click, and away you go. I'm Ira. Hope you watch the other videos tonight, and I'll catch up with you all tomorrow morning. Take care.